Hello folks. So in the last video we have added some coin trees and now we can collect coins. And I have also added some apple bushes and we can collect apples also. Now in today's video we will see how we can regrow our trees. For example, we have collected our coin and now our tree doesn't have coins anymore. But let's say we want to regrow our tree every 15 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever the timer might be. So our tree will have coins once again. So how can we do that? We will see in today's video. And let me also show you another issue that we were facing is that for our regular trees, we have our collisions, but we haven't really added collisions for our special trees, for example, trees with collectibles. So this will be a minor fix and we will see how we can do that. And also we have some apple trees. We have not really added that. So I will add my apple trees also and we will have a better game at the end of the video. So let's see how we can do this. So in our Godot engine, we have a new scene, and this is our apple bush. Now, if you see carefully, this is very similar to our coin tree scene. Now, because both of them are doing similar things. But there is a minor difference. Our apple bush has some sort of an error. So this node has no shape, so it cannot collide or interact with other objects. So what is happening here? So the difference between these two scenes is that for our coin tree, we have taken the node 2D as the parent node. So we have a circle here. However, for our apple bush, the icon looks different because we have taken a static body 2D. So, what we have done in the last video for our coin tree is not really the best approach. We should be taking a static body 2D because otherwise we will not be able to interact with other objects. So, for example, we will not be able to collide with our player. So, we will change this. But first, for our apple bush, let me just add a collision shape 2D. Then this issue will get resolved. So let me just put it here. Now our collision shape doesn't have a shape. So what I will do is here empty. I will add a new circle shape. So I can adjust the size to this. Now if I just replay my game, we will see that we can collide with our bushes, but not with our coin trees. Now there is also another difference, and that is for our regular bushes, we can stand behind the bushes. However, for these bushes, we are not able to do this. So, for example, if we collect the apple, so both of these bushes look the same, but for one bush we can stand behind, for the other bush we cannot. And why is this happening? Let's try to understand. This is happening because of how we are defining our collisions. So, for example, for our collectible bush, we have a circle collision, and the circle covers the whole area of the bush. However, for our regular bushes, you might remember how we added these bushes. So in our tile set, we used to paint. So for example, in the physics layer 0, you can see this paints and we have the top left out. So this is our collision area. And so we are able to stand behind. Now we will not really do this in today's video because we have other things to take care of, like adding apple trees and where there is also a minor issue, and then adding timers. But actually resolving this is very simple. Let me just show you how to do this. So here we have a circle shape. So instead of a circle shape, we can just take a rectangle shape and we can just leave the top part out. Then we can also stand behind the collectible bushes. So this is really very simple. You should try it on your own. So yeah, anyway, now moving forward, we have our coin tree which cannot be fixed because the root node is wrong. So we have to create another one. But I will do this later. I will first create another scene. And in this scene, I will add my apple tree and I will add a static body 2D. Now I will add the other nodes, for example, collision shape 2D, and then sprite. So where is my animated sprite 2D? This should not be a child, so it should be an independent node. And then I have to add a pickable area, which is an area 2D. And inside the area 2D, I have to add another collision shape 2D. So this is our format. Now what I will do is this. Okay, let me just save it in the scenes. So we have coin tree, apple bush. So I will just name it apple tree dot tscn. Let me also rename it to apple tree. Yes. Now in our animated sprite 2D, I have to add a sprite frame in the empty sprite frames. So new sprite sheets. And here I have to add my sprite sheet. And here we have some issue. So we need these two trees. So this is the tree with apples. This doesn't have apples. And the issue is this, there is no way I'm able to select these two trees. So for example, I don't want this. So if I just not increase, decrease the vertical. So there is an issue. So the cuts, like the cuts of these frames is not happening properly. So what I have to do is I have to use some offset. So for example, let me take a 16 offset here. Now I think we can make a better division. So this is fine for our horizontal. Now for our vertical, what do we need to do? So 2 is not fine. So we have to take another offset, I believe. What about 12? So this is coming from the top. So minus 12. No, not this. So we have to manually give a size. So for example, 32. Yeah. So this is what we need. So whenever we have a sprite sheet that doesn't have like the total things, this is how we can take it. So now if I just make it 6 and 4, like we can have many interesting shapes with offsets and manual sizes. So yeah. Anyway, it's gone once again. We have to make it 32. So this is the regular one. So how we were naming, so we will use the same naming convention. So here we are giving no coins and coins, and here we are giving bush apples, no bush apples. So here I will simply write no tree apples, and then I will add another one. And here, since we have already done this, we already have this shape saved. So I will just add this one, and this will be tree apples. For both, the animation will be 0 because we are not really animating 0 and 0. Now for our area 2D, we have another issue. We have to add a pickable area. So this is really our pickable area. This is not area 2D. I mean, this is area 2D of a different name. So pickable area, I will add another circle. This will be much larger, let's say like this. And for our collision shape, what do we need to do? I think I will add a rectangle or something like that. So new rectangle, and here this, yeah, we can add a better shape later. We can add a polygon or whatever, but for now I think I will just restrict it like this. Yeah. So now our apple trees will also work perfectly fine. So let's also add some apple trees. So we have coin trees, apple bushes. I will add another node. This will be apple trees, and let me put it above. And I have my apple tree here. So let me just drag some apple trees. So here I will have one, let's say, and I will have another one here. Okay, let's add another one here. So we have three. Let me put it all inside for so that we don't have a cluttery scene. Okay, so now if I just run the game, I will have my apple trees, but the apple trees are not really functioning. So but yeah, from our collision, we can understand which is an apple tree. Anyway, even I forgot which is the apple tree. I think this one. I think this one. This one is an apple tree. But yeah, anyway, let's grow apples and we'll have a better idea. We can keep the coin trees for now. Later we will remove. Yeah. So we have to add the scripts for our apple tree, and then we will see how we can add a timer also. Let me just add a timer, and then we will see that. So timer. So timer. Let me keep it down here. And in the timer, let me give a time of, let's say 3 seconds. So after 3 seconds, our apples will regrow. I think 3 is too soon. Let's make it 6 seconds. For our bushes, we will see later. Or we can also make our bushes like only once. We don't need a timer. It won't grow. So we have scripts, and in the scripts, we have a script for our apple bush, our coin tree. This is mostly similar. And if you have something like a node 2D, you can just ignore. This is not a script. This is like something else. Yeah, sometimes this pops up. So what we need is for our apple tree scene, we will need another script. I will go to my scripts and I will save it. Okay, what is the issue here now? We have apple tree. Yeah. We cannot select timer and click on the new script. Now we have the right name, apple tree. Go inside scripts and save. Yeah. So what I will do is I will just copy everything from my apple bush to my apple tree. But there are two things that we cannot copy, and these are these two signals. So on pickable area body entered, because signals need to be connected with another node. So we can copy the code, but we cannot directly do it. Yeah. So let me just copy everything here. So it extends body 2D. Everything will be here. So instead of bush apples, it will be tree apples. So let me change all the bush to tree. So now what will happen is this. I have three apples and that's all. Initially we have three apples and if I just run, not this one, the game, we will have three apples, but we will not be able to pick it because we haven't really added the code. So yeah, we have an apple tree here, but we will not be able to do anything. So we have to add our signals. So in our apple tree, in our pickable area, let me go to node, and here body entered, we have to select our apple tree, connect, and body exited, connect. So what are we checking here? If our player has entered or not. So let me also copy the code once again. So if body has method player, we will print player is inside pickable area, and that's all. So let me just copy inside pickable area of apple tree. Let me just write like this, pickable area of apple tree, and same here, not same, it's outside pickable area of apple tree. So now we will make it to true and false. So and if our player is inside, so we have a player in as false, which will be set to true, and then if we press spacebar, the tree state will change. So we will be able to collect the apples, and this was our state till our last video, without collisions, of course. So now what we can do is we can collect from bushes, and we will be able to collect from apple trees also. And now what we need to see is how we can regrow. So after 6 seconds, we want our um, like apples to grow on our tree. Once again, but not for the apple bushes. So how can we do that? So in our apple tree, we have a timer. So we have to do something with our timer. So let me select the timer, and here we have something called a timeout. So we have to add a signal to our apple tree, and we have a timeout signal. So on timer timeout, what do we want to do? So we want to check if first of all our state is no tree apples. In that case, we want to count up to 6 seconds and we want to grow an apple. And then we can repeat the same. So how can we do this? So what we will do is this. I will remove the pass on the timer timeout. And here I will check if state is no tree apples. If this is the case, I want to change my state to tree apples. Now this is not all. So what this will do is it will check after like 6 seconds, and it will regrow. But there is an issue here still. So let me just run once again. Let me go to my tree, and here let me pick, and let's wait for 6 seconds. Let's see something happens or not. So I'm collecting many things, but nothing is happening. So so definitely the apple is not growing, and that is because we are not starting our timer. That is the main problem. So what we really have to do is whenever we have the ready, like whenever like we are starting our game, we have to start our timer. Now before that, we also need to check if our state is actually no tree apples. Because if our tree already has apples, so for example, in our case, we don't want to do this. But in case we are starting with no tree apples, we will start our timer. And how can we select our timer? So in our apple tree, we have a timer, so we can simply select by $timer. So we'll do a timer dot start. Now there is another place where we want to start our timer, and that is if the tree has apples, I want to play that. Now if our player is in and our player is pressing spacebar, we are changing the state to no apples. So after we are doing this, we again have to start our timer. So if I do the timer dot start once again, now our game behavior should work Perfectly fine. So let's see. So we can collect coins, we can collect apples from trees, from bushes. Let me collect this coin and let's come back and let's see we have our apple or not. So we have our apple once again and we can collect. So I can see that our trees are working perfectly fine. Now another thing that can be added is, so whenever we are collecting our apples, so instead of directly taking the apples, we can just create an animation of an apple dropping to the ground. That will be really cool. So this is something we will see in the next video. And also there are a lot of things to cover. And that is, whenever we are collecting apples, there should be an inventory where we are adding our apples and also coins. And let's say if this is a farming game, we should be able to cut trees and cut wood also, or pick sunflowers and keep sunflowers and whatever. Like there are a lot of ideas that we can work on. But yeah, so let's see how we can drop apples as well as coins. And yeah, so I will do something with my coin tree in the next video. You already get the idea how to do this. Instead of regular node, we will add a static body node and we will add the remaining things. And yeah, our coin tree will also have a perfect collision. It doesn't look like it belongs to this game, but yeah, anyway. So that's it for the spokes, and I will see you soon in the next video with some sort of an animation, some coin drop or apple drop. So see ya.